Welcome back to Studio More Than Football. I hope you enjoyed the first hours of this conference. The rest of this afternoon we'll spend focusing on the action weeks and the award of this week. But first, let's take a couple minutes to look back on what happened before this. Robert, you watched most of it. In case people didn't see everything, can you tell us a couple things that you noticed?
Yeah, sure. What I did, because of course I realized that it's going to be a long time to sit behind a computer for everyone. So we summarized a little bit of it, and we made some bullet points to get back to the programs we just had in the presentations.
Sounds good.
The Novus program, for example, what we've got out of that obviously is educating the young people and teaching them the real values and by sports. Of course, there can be football, what we're all into, the football. But what is important for those young people to get the social skills, and this program really helps them with that, to develop those social skills in normal life, which is obviously very important. Next to that, with the Novus program as well, is the active participation of sports and stakeholders against violence. It's not just the people, it's the whole surroundings which help to keep violence out. And it's very often in the little things where we choose, in history, we choose to accept things, which I think now we get to a level that we have to say no, and just have to say, okay, it's enough now, and let's be responsible about this. And that's not just the people who are on the pitch, but also the stakeholders around the sports, and what is going on in the stadiums, for example.
Yeah.
And the third one, which I picked out, again, it's a very short summary of the whole few hours of presentation, is parental behavior, and especially the awareness of this, where I think it's, I've got children of my own, 8 and 9 years old, playing every weekend, training 3 times a day, and it's getting better. And I'm talking about Holland now. Obviously, it's maybe different in some other European countries, but parental behavior is so incredibly important that they do the right thing.
But you say you see a positive
definitely.
switch.
Yeah, definitely. You know, and especially about the exceptions now are in the news.
Yeah,
and that is the good thing. Strangely enough, I mean, every incident is too many. But the exceptions are in the news now, and it's not that often anymore that around sports field, especially with children playing sports, playing football, that parents lose their minds. Yeah. But it's good that the awareness is there, and it's good that children take something from schools where they get educated, that they get the skills, again, going back to the social skills, where they also recognize that maybe their mom and dad, which they love dearly, crossing the line, and can stand up to them. And I think that's a very important point of that Novus, what they are doing.
Definitely.
Community Champions League. Compliment first of all to Martin, our colleague at the office. Well, Community Champions League. I mean, it's little baby. He started it here. That's how we know each other. It's a fantastic program. I mean, to see all those people playing football in the neighborhoods here in Breda, especially, but all over Europe, it's really an amazing project. What is very important there, the assets what you get, not just the sporting of the children, but also the volunteers that help you out. So clubs are not just involved in the community, but it's also the volunteers which attach to the club. People want to do something for the club and can bring that back in this program, where you can say, hey, I'm with this club, I'm doing this for the club and for the children, which is very nice. The collaboration with schools, with authorities, it's a big triangle, maybe even more than that, where all these people get together, work together, and actually be in the community and doing something good for that community comes back in the Community Champions League. And I like that very much of it. And then, of course, I mean, the international tournament. We hope, and we definitely hope to get funding of that too, in the long term, to get all those teams together from Europe and how nice would it be that the teams from Russia play against teams from Greece, from Spain. The international league would be fantastic to start that up, and we're working really hard to get that done and to get that organized. And that's if you win the tournament in your own country, to go abroad and play against other teams, that will be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, we're going to rush through it a little bit because we do want to be back in time for the next things.
Sure.
Shortly, did we get any responses? Because we're 3.5 hours in now.
Absolutely. I'm following the chat live, which is nice. Thank you for everybody for responding to that. It's really nice to see that that the event is alive and that it's a truly hybrid event at the moment. We made some appointments already.
Good.
So it's working, I guess.
That's
Very
good. Then we'll continue. It's time to talk about the awards and the action weeks. First, let's look at a clip.
The Modern Football Awards are a new initiative of EFDN to highlight all the beautiful work that our members and non-members are doing in their day-to-day operations, using football as a tool for social development. Unfortunately, modern football and community activities of football clubs are still one of the best kept secrets in European football. And it's always on the second or third page of the news. The Modern Football Awards are a way of recognizing and celebrating the work that they are doing, and also to get them more visibility in their local area, to their sponsors, to their fans, and to stakeholders all around Europe.
Yeah, in the video we hear you, Hubert, say the best kept secret. Why is that, you think, Robert?
Yeah, it's strange. Until, again, I mentioned from the 1st of September, I joined the club here. And a lot of things I did already in social development. I didn't realize that EFDN was involved as well. Clubs are still looking, obviously, for the first team. I mean, it's all about winning. I explained that in the first studio, Modern Football. Mm-hmm. But there is so much more, and sometimes we are afraid to speak out. We're afraid to say, hey, we're here not just for the actual result of the first team, but we do more than this. And it's a shame that we keep that too quiet.
Because really. How was that with you? You have a lot of experience in the football world. How were you as a coach, as a manager? Did you think about these kind of things?
Well, at first, no. When you come into a club, and I think then you go for results. You're buying players, you're selling players, you're building a team, you're trying to be as strong as possible in your own league. But I always helped out. I knew it was there. I was aware of it. But I think it's a good thing that if as a sport director, which has also been, it's a good thing that you acknowledge it and talk to people when they come in and sign their contracts. Players, managers, whoever they are, that you talk to them and make them aware of these programs, because it really helps, and it can help the coaches and the managers and the players as well for their own development. And so, it's a shame that the visibility is so incredibly important. Yeah,
definitely. Hubert, can you tell us something about the action weeks?
What Rob has also mentioned, and what I mentioned in the video, we try to get more visibility and recognition for the programs and the activities that the clubs, leagues and FAs are already doing. Because yes, of course, if you're from the sport side of the sector, you want to win, but there's only one that can win the league. There's only one club that win the Champions League, and everyone else can be good in something else. And this is really a part where everyone can flourish and show what kind of club they are, what kind of organization they are, what they stand for, and what they can contribute to European society. So, this is always on the back page. So we started the Modern Football campaign 4 years ago. With very small numbers. I think we were very proud that we reached 80,000 people in the first time. This year we had more than 107 organizations, more than 41 million people reached online. Of course, this year everything was online because usually we have big football, big events around football matches and so on. Through COVID, that all had to be changed and online. But I think we really managed to mention together, to create together that European football is really more than football.
Yeah, I'm going to skip a couple steps ahead, and I'm going to name the 5 organizations that made it to the shortlist, which are Malmö FF with Schools Against Racism, Club Brugge with The Bear and His Scarf, Pro League with United Belgium, Legia Warsaw with Ready to Help, and Borussia Dortmund with United by Borussia. We're going to go to Marius because he's going to explain how to vote.
Yeah, hello again. So I would like to explain you how you can vote. Per member, we have 1 person assigned that can vote. So the persons that have the right to vote got an alert, got an email, got a notification that they have the right to vote. If you would like to change that, you can contact me directly via email m.stegeman@efdn.org and or via the platform. That's also possible. As we described in the email and in the alert, you have to go to virtual agenda. Then you scroll down and you will actually see now 2 award sessions. The one with the voting, it's called Studio More Than Football, Voting More Than Football Award and Closing. You go into the session, you will see the live stream later on here, but you also see already here a conversation between me and Karen. And you can go here to poll, which is live polling. And you see here already that the voting is already open. So you can whether choose Club Brugge, Borussia Dortmund, Legia Warsaw, Pro League or Malmö. So if I would like to vote for Club Brugge, I just choose it and I submit my vote. And that's it. So make sure that you go to this session called Studio More Than Football, Voting More Than Football Award and Closing. Go to poll, select your winner and submit the vote. If you want to change the voting rights, then you have to contact us as soon as possible. The voting will be open until 9 p.m. Central European Time today.
Thank you very much, Marius. That's very clear. Of course, you can win this award right here. For now, we have it, but it can go to one of those 5 clubs. Of course, there's also more that you can win. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's what you can win. Before we go to the actual organizations who are going to give the presentations, one more question. Why is it important that clubs and organizations keep applying?
Well, first to participate in the award, you have to participate in the action weeks as well. And that's because we want to grow our movement. For us, it doesn't matter how big or small you are. We believe that everyone can play a positive role in society. And every club, league or FA that joins our campaign inspires the next one and the next one, where the social power of football only grows in Europe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very clear. And let's hope that it keeps on growing and that next year there will be even more clubs and organizations that apply to this. You can right now go to the presentations. Every 15 minutes, one of the clubs and organizations will give their presentation about their project. We're starting with Malmö. Congratulations to them because they can not only win this award, they just became champions. So congratulations on that. After that, we're going to go to the other clubs. Make sure that you yourself click to the next agenda point. So we don't do that for you. You have to switch to the next presentation. We'll be back here around 5 to end the day. But for now, good luck and enjoy the presentations.